over network issues. We are still struggling with the network issues. Over doing so still affecting the exercise. And the answer we output of the numbers need a capture. Then we can say, yes, but for now, we are struggling to go through the process.
And you see, struggle no that's why air cost. Now when you know about to commissar, and they treat and him say, and you feasible. Somebody and nanny be back home as far as registration exercise no air concern. I mean, Madi, who want to say?
See, I think that the Electoral Commission almost I don't know whether it's a press release or not, another press conference. One person natural, another natural mom. They almost in 2023 year registration, no. Only the same statement say almost almost 1 day, half the government. However, on the last day, no, amount for one life more extra mudin, amount to mudino. The Electoral Commission extra card say almost more life now. The NDG omudin any number. Not a dear chia, among some better line you and show mudin a friend extension. So if you are going through this process, more especially what has now started here, which is going to both who the generators back of, which are going to both light out in the energy, which are going to network baby. Now I need the whole day, 1 day. Your call center, I'm not charging more than even 10% of the daily average. Then now we back at someone for the million extension. Knowing very well said, even have to reach areas the break up work. Some sentence near one like some 2 days. Oh no, machine how more is so toy. They couldn't complete their exercise. And they're not going there again. In the sound of almost everyone trouble with your manner.
But you show my Juma Yonimu. My member figures in show. ECDC and used to say about register a year 623,000 a year eligible voters in this registration exercise. And as so far as of a year Sunday, May 19, 2024, now we're teaming a register 522,025. Emu a year 446,416 a year first time voters. No, actually, no, I register 522,025. Omo nana ya register omo. And emu 446,416 a year first time voters. Omo year between 18 and 21. And I feel so a year 246,455, representing 47.21%. A MEMA, and a 275,570, representing 52.79. A EMA. Way a Juma, would you say a share near and some Fatasa Yede, and then it become one. Because the target now is 623,000. With Mania 522,025. Where are you measuring any?
Many are the old money say at now you were 578,000 and our children. I mean, can you stand there? Out of draw in their affiliate account of between the last from 7th day Ebano that we showed about 20,000 daily. Okay, now the 20,000 for the draw India. I got 6 days ahead of us from the 120,000. So the 120,000 cost 580. We are almost about 700.
Yeah.
All right. Almost like 620.
623,000.
If Sinankasa or say, so if the EC is saying that their target, they are hitting their target, and the Electoral Commission that began of our because Electoral Commission project some say 633 no. But Someone can say a press conference, minus foreigners is shown with you. Almost say a minus percentage, any foreigner. Only 3 more, I didn't get it back that again.
It is.
Wait, the meaning there, almost among someone with a Ghana party 18.5. And if they subtract, if truly what they are saying is true, they subtract those one out of it. We are just going to come on so much. So this is the people you are dealing with. These are the people you are dealing with.
It's I mean, beyond.
Yeah. The party is doing work to bring those who have not registered. We are not focusing on that one first. What you here? Because we are like a country staff 3 days ago. Doomsday affect even though people are not there in numbers. But the also are doomsday affecting them. Obviously, if you're another day, they are doomsday. What's something called you? How many of them will be discouraged not to go? So it is now the party. Then I hear motivated some people say, "Won't go back." Even though doomsday in some areas we are generated.
Yeah.
At the point we are able to get this number, then we know say we are trying to perform. We are trying about the show within the time. We can say, okay, when the under my plan. At the start point, to not for first online, we will push for them to extend the exercise. Because 2023, last year, the local commission has almost said the normal extension. But at the end of the day, they did the extension of 1 day. Okay? So let the reality dawn on all of us. Then we can push towards that one.
Now, the issue said, so we didn't be back council, mania, at the end of it,
Oh, I mean, for now, we are moving, we are working towards that day on Monday. So the Sunday, the Saturday, that is a weekend to see the numbers. But let's get to that point and take that's time what to talk about.
Very well. Yamfa and community say, and Kaino, Yabeba Monchena, Yare, said the normal Ebisiako, Madi Jibril. Madi Jibril, no, Deputy Director of Elections, Emma NDC, Mayukuno, and some no. I know she. Sam Jerome Atenase, Western North Communications Officer, Emma NDC, Mayukuno. Sam, Mogodia.
Coming. Yamiadum.
Mera Magana. And the issue is easier way. Because already, I mean, pleasantries here. Me yes, look, and Quada almost say, my dad here. Quatina easy offices. So barbecue for various reasons. But don't wanna many bidding come over for a group. Don't wanna say, oh my anyone yet. We want to have a voice. Now you register your protest. And on the day I put me, I won't come anymore. Then, mo say you made in say, mo feed ya nye do my ye for days. And every seen that that's so coso. Who bet my bear me out? Said that's so coso. Now I a press conference. What say? What is it when you so bad register Ghana for 623,000? When you're slightly above 5,000. Who meets our target no? What's the watch and petenta cremwa? Wouldn't be for a nanny being count. Sam, does this make sense?
Kwame, Mami Kanchia na Michia wati for ne washefo. Me fi region by no and chair. Na situation ya working. Obi beka say yem from mum na we dey o kasa. But my memory the reality and how practicable it's here wo eye grounds. Onim say okwa grounds and kwale ya okom ho asem a wo so woni omo kasa wo ofori.
Ebi kasa ofori grom.
Share to the extent said dia omo fom no ebi mu ba beda eye center.
Yes.
Enya say agro. Nkola ni bi ba beda center because o hwe eye baby a ofi na proximity no emu ye den ewa. It wouldn't make sense say bi anipa kro na ono ankasa nya sika enidi na wa wiata so so obesesa aban no. Wetimi afi ni destination aba eye office one no easy office one untimi sound so nyeden enko nti look at the ohawa omofom sebe mpanyifo anima omo ye ma na bi mu mpo echima but because of say nipa kro no pese onya a voice nti no or sacrifice yeden edaho nti through no fault of nipa kro na yisi eye either say ni mfidie no anase network problem ebesi nti nipa no ntimi enregister na obeka say onfa nani bi nkoso. This is complete madness.
So ye
nam say it is complete madness. O man no James aye ne papa dia. James ane papa dia. And one anapɛ na me interview aka kire ebimo, and I was telling one nyamiadom they are full of conscience, but they have decided to sell their conscience. Na omuhu ni se bibia nkoso no. I'm telling you, as a culture also, or see if you fail to visit the people with your riches, they will visit you with their poverty.
Culture.
So what I say, and nothing say if say ene, you might think say you are in a privileged position. Na onhoto. Intino unka you see no wrong, you say no wrong. A bedroom baby no. We will not sit for long. What I say ma Osofo Duncan Williams, ayeden akano.
Yeah.
Don't take Ghanaians for granted though. Say ye hu hwe kra no ode oso de for wani hwe boko ne ekoso enye Chinese for ne guo eye Ghana for na yeden eguo and they are exhibiting their displeasure e won ne omo fi so omo bo nyeden omo bo nyu. And ask yourself, say, are the military able to contain them? If they are able to contain them, besides, say, would there have been any escalations? Because how many are the military? How many are the police? And in the moment that Adibi Berechi is setting crescendo beyond a year and no comprehension, no, certainly they will revolt. I'm sorry to exhibit their displeasure. I don't care what anybody feels or thinks that it is. But there will be that exhibition of displeasure to show that the course on neni enchi.
But about to come is when you adwuma mane ho. When you adwuma with the political parties, Emma Ghana for no. Eti political parties money be a mubet ye. Edi afa de we o maka. Omo say and na no mo be kan wen ye.
On say be man ne yire beda e hye ni tirim. One on ne yire koda oya announcement.
Answer with the social dante.
Asem na make say why no ne yire koda oya announcement.
Obi anye.
Of course.
But the social dante.
In sunsu dantem no. Say ebi ni nia NDC ne ma dim ye den ye kin. We started this thing from day one. I draw the attention of the Electoral Commission. ACC nyoma bi so in fact we even started last year. Limited registration mu kan sembi na be wie na eye BVD machines a ye wia ye konave ye hu sei ene eye okọ pusiga ho sebensem fun a ekoso money ade ne na ye di omo agim nsem basa ne all these things no ya can end the inconsistencies in figures money ade abesi ene nobody in this country officer our voice no nobody is talking about it. Our next line of action, say your man may announcement to tell you what we are going to do. But we will do it. We will not tell you. Send ye kwakoye. Na woni obi kwakoye de na kan otu mu poche na send the waka chen so na no so. So what I say, but we will do it. And we will see nipa or no so ye born of a woman who says NDC is not justified if we begin to do certain things. Because sabi krona ye timu anaso minor ye timu no. It is not the belonging or property of anybody. Anybody. And I didn't know before say, I James of yesterday. I had an abra bono bonnet the Tapolia Cataso, so we don't know her. And I said, Yaki Tapolia Cataso. So, on dear, Onka Shen could do. So I said, Onka Shen and could do. And she should know, said there is a day, one day, beer, should be made accountable for all the things I did. Sabi nipa na ewu watechi man. Enye ni tisu negu. Enye ni tisu ena eden egu. And wo magu abrochire. Eno mo ho atomo. And you think say you can do whatever you want. Na wa fa ho adi na wo nam a soldier for be say 15 ayeden agado. Ebedu baby soldier ni ba ko be gado be hu ni say nyansa ni ni awoye nim. And he will decide to teach you a lesson. Any African countries be bring omo body gas e na chiro munyansa anambebwa their body gas na chiro munyansa say masa opanyin ba bia o keka ko no It doesn't make sense. It is not in the interest of the country. And the interest of the country is what we are thinking about. Baby to say, me region.
Yeah.
Ene. Region a sebe kafo. Na ye de ye ho. Aye ho toye ya brabo koye.
Western North.
Western North. Ene koshe dia Western North awiye. Awiye sa mo akuni edu. Ye pa ye ho mpa sebe kafo ye hu ya sinim. And if people are ready for change, also ye den. O ye nyoma. Emma omu enya the actualization of omu emiswadi hunu. And you think they will sit down? Say, oh yes, because you are who? Oh yeah, why?
I mean, what do you want? What say? Or what challenge? Na say?
What challenge?
At the end of it, my beya kwensi die. At the ma easy. Say want to mean to nanimu.
Bisane say sika or shoshe dia ye juma. Oma starving of money ana. The EC has not been starved of money. Besides, say limited registration away. Common sense should tell you, say, you have excess of them kits, machines are there, because only a few in our day then, or day because any mass registration. So only a few in our day. It's one of the remaining are then a So only challenge by logistics, only challenge by money. So what is your challenge?
And the ancient figures said me to mad anymore. Me de betu any movie my ready also work on. Now what say now a person register 623,000. When NDC crowd now say and can say number 2 million.
I thought so because we are talking about over 3 years now a year registration. So what I say. So it was just about last year.
Yeah.
And no register almost I think say just above 1 million.
It's in a backlog.
Backlog still then.
I'm sharing you say about account.
I sharing you say at least one registered bank account crampon. It should be about 1.2 million people.
But what the 623,000 and the scene in so as of question the year May 19, 2024. Now I register 522,025 Mrs. Rubio 522,025 and another register. It's as of Sunday. And a move 446,416 a year first time voters. And I feel so a move 246,455 a year member and as a memoir. And a move 275,570 a year mayoa. So figures in any target and also Macano. Where you jumapa? I'll bet me the at a bomb who say Jack. My boy, Jumanti, men find none being count.
On say, pay a year the statistics are one cassa only.
Yeah.
Means I drain that one in Mitrimuno. The same thing that Jane means a Motrimbia. And sometimes it's surprising, say, bossman. A young bossman at Chrea, dear papa who school. What Chireniema, and Uncle Fonso Sianema. So if this is the thinking of one time a lecturer,
political science lecturer,
Memomudie. And this is the thinking. A genius, a one it seems say, who could at these figures? One person out there about bonting.
Yeah.
You have almost about more than 100,000 in less than 5 days to finish an exercise. To finish an exercise, so we be say it is on a daily basis. You are expecting more than 20,000 people to get registered, which we say it is not achievable. So common sense at least who exercise is just a modicum of sense. Common sense. Kituebi. What the nyeke so kituebi. Ebeka tell say I was so to me then we extension. And of course, enya wo na wo yama ho. Kana nya wo japade. The people are a stakeholders. Are ye team for ye to aba no. You need not to disenfranchise anybody based on your own discretion. Nobody. But in Shishaya and this entrenched position, Titi Trinity away. Yes, we you kuma ede. You say my ede.
But when the only window of opportunity, Emma first time voters, and now one open so much already. We need the only window of opportunity.
We need the only window because I will show you see Ankasa calendar now or the two this year now. After this, they are all a year replacement and the transfers. Now, obi your first time on replacement and I said transfer no on no because card name no onibi and there will not be any registration till a year better about a year December 7.
Wow.
So this is the only opportunity for the person to get on board. I'll be register. And who for coin be so sinipa no coin. So woman in your day, woman in register. Abra wo singlet I will share cry any to the show. O boxer shorts I will share yen toy day at the mount. And you sit there instead of you to come out with a programs ne and your ma a bay of benefit to a nipamuni inano. Wo dear, dear wo pay and serving a certain interest. And now we're then, original. Now, me catch you say, once upon a time, almost President Rawlings and NDC, ethnic Kunyazo for how many years? 19 years.
Yeah.
Just a day. One day. They did what? We exited office. And we exited office.
Yeah.
Until you should know, said the people now who feel say you are serving their interest. And until Sabe Kafro in Semubiano are a better detrimental to the peace and stability of this country. No, mobile, 1 day, just a day. Nina so bad, Nina so better. And the people are and the movie say or more cover up among the same people will be made to work.
Sam Jerome, 7,821 challenge cases across the country. And then a kafa sa exercise here. This is a on for another being going. And then a kafa.
Sa figure ya boy. What happened in a year Pusiga, where you get a year foreigners onto the register by a year YC officer, Ankasan Sim Huna, why they wedi. And these are pockets of issues I then echoso. And where some of the reasons are a much challenge a year form ne a year process ne a dawson. Because Obi Waha. Sabe Kafro, untimi identify nipa krono. Se oye timamuni, and I say bimpo onye den. Onye timamuni. Se nipa na di 18 years. And I say onye den. Ondi 18 years. Electoral Commission ankasa pe omo eye nkitawudie. Omo say they are registering minors. Omo say omo register minors. And no credit say NDC as a political party. Yeah, to see I Sabe Kafro logistics in pony enye den. Yeah, challenged. And yen to me, and concofa ubi, na yen shankofa a minor near mamma challenge. No, it is a waste of your scarce resource. And this in yes, I didn't be. In a metro, say a bay waste of your scarce resource. Say, yeah, logistics and Nisika, yen shed down your day. But there are accusations thrown at NDC too. Meba, I want Miami, Meba. Accusations in the so be able to make a fake accusation. So I say, without any justification. Maybe I remember instances are a sewer memory region. Kwame. Utiwe uniska ya moska kakra bi budget tight one se for ye adwuma okwa woni so so masi ni 18 years me de ne kwa there's that possibility say e be challenge no ema eye ne ho ka mabo no aye waste it ade na be ma wo aye sa would you do that you will not do that but nipa no resources no ono no de okwa futu fly in fan ho because ye challenge bi ne be jabi ema nipa nako so NDC will not deliberately and I say money trimu pose me kwako wasting me resources so largely attributable to MPP one den yes sir oba me regional look ya bu NDC for BS5
ya bu enum
BS enum I send some of the pictures too
yeah who be
so I say
said you no why
say because omagina mo na so challenging say enoma boni bia ekoso yenye den ye maninsi. And because of say MPP for ye lawless, omufi say mra ekra won and nobody has the audacity to talk about eye enyoma omobaye no. Omo de mrasho munsem ebro eye NDC for. And sometimes ebeko police station enye den enkonkosi police ni person ye adwuma pa na ya frɛ no na ya catch and say he or she should be careful.
We eye ewutu senya is empesuaso. Eti how akunsen about registration center no grade no odi asa wo ba registration center nkura enena na mo baby a o papa mo ko school and of from nyina asa mo mra magic toffee no ochiche toffee so eti we no ene asa ne nwom bo
nkwala ne nsanso nya odi po anka
za no mo bi se na ya na tai ko wo so but any se sa no mo se ya na tai se bufo for instance wo bo nwom bi te say ono ne campaign nwom e wo registration center
Oh, and make us say, oh, share the current state of electoral commissioner. And you'll be no better to say they are in bed with a MPP. Because if say entisa, and then a bema a year how comes in the impetus. So obeko a registration center. Obeka say a year a or non-political in nature. Not a woha a survey all the various interests and as all the political parties. Not on a DA. Wakwa bo on a campaign and yum. It is the NDC for so at the betting. Na omonso akwakofa eye omo machines na omonso eba. What do you think will happen?
Well,
so what do you think will happen? We should exude common sense in the execution of some of these things that we do.
So based on your work and any na udi can share say as a okay say MPP for dream say emrano ombeti aso aye de omope and no mo bro mo nkofo.
Of course. Na ye nkofo na omo bro mo no. Ene na ebi omo fi so mo ye den omo bro mo. Crime has no expiry. But what I say, crime, any expiry. And now, say any expiry bar, or chinabi, the reason I will fast or the bubino, Obin to be justify, I then, abo, Ebiana one year lucky, no one sorry bill. So what I say, Ebiana would the 1 year lucky, no one sorry bill. Say, oh, share your youth organizer war a year or so. And now me no say, ya per a year, Dr. Niamano. Dr. Nia Ocean any because. Omaka Chen said the state at which and Nino, a tienic Hawaii no. One share going forward a bed a beman problem mean so. Okoye electoral elections director or Jaboso. The same thing MPP phones him Hunusa Oko Swaman that yeswa. The same thing day echo so 4 years ago. Omoyema and ne ye deputy regional youth organizer or shell lens. Or use spectacles, because also the same thing can move friend any, and this is water MPP for a day.
It's your politicizing institutions now.
I'm telling you, to make this for gum. That yes, wow. Just because you protested near MPP for a day, but then now feel say you have that power to do that, and send them put the
Mukasa way ya tibi pay. Kwame, in the end, Kwame Asaba Namu say complaining.
Kwame,
said the amount for whom American.
Kwame said the amount for who ye know, but no cranny say, and then say Ghana kwa. Even ya yetima mufono. Menya sure said the military apparatus ever become more strategies in a day at their chair. And your strategy as some American, and then Yaku wants some American. And Yaku more analogy say and say military of Ghana Armed Forces eko kumpa. Ye timamufompo no. Omo ma meka ni omo pese omo de ye opponent enye dey enchire because they be na ally for ye dey ewo mu. Inti no Kwame, inti fi say ye in this ye nyansa. And we don't learn. You think we don't learn? But I said, come here, I said, there be a moose. Kwame, you think say we don't learn? And then you boom you. Kwame, at this Kwame, yes, see you. Kwame, there be a son. I am Kwame. Yeah, per se, we want to still have Ghana intact. We still want to have Ghana intact, not in pieces. Said ye beya, ye benya akwenya no to rule. Na yamma Ghana for the omoye day omope. Kwame so see then you will be a finance salary money but the main purpose is to be see that night day a honky kahona a bad day everybody so what I say into no there no problem in some people it's not so. Let me reserve certain comment but na yenhwe dia a bad day e be see after
what say upo easy na be hwa abato no so mo ogide wo mo say abato no be ye french pefe no kredie a ne nsusu aso no obi abaji atum
Kwame abato ye koye egidie no wo Ghana fo mu Ghana fo na ekoto aba no ye egidie no wo omum pe say omo kwa koto aba to register their displeasure any near Kwame me ba won say me late kakra me simu an hour before in that traffic into me parke wo TV Africa side Okada Kwame me fire no Kwame Okada ndim bedu 50 Ghana
a free TV Africa
Jesus Kwame ebesi osuwe enam ka chen say masa
first no budget 10 cedis
Kwame enam ka chen say masa aden Inti menene ka Kwame oji me 40 Ghana.
Wow.
Na me ka kire me ho say Kwame amanfo eye den ebre ewo Ghana has isi eye den yeti. Because say bia me de manya 40 Ghana. This short distance eye den. Ni pana ne 40 Ghana e dey na okwa adwuma no po ye mark ne 40 Ghana. Inti say nipa wei na ye wogidie woni mu say okoto abatia sa abanfun ne amammo tantan ye den ekoso. Se nipa no to wie a ne de ne say wato nia aka no policing of it no Kwame sebe kafro yen kwakora mpo a ebi asida. People sacrifice their lives to safeguard the democracy of Ghana, the independence of this republic. And unti say ye de yen kwa eto ho to protect the sovereignty of timamufo no through their ballot. Kwame problem bi any. But for the Electoral Commission, Kwame and they can never subvert the will of the people. This time they can never subvert the will of the people.
Question. Say the way NDC can't easy any other institutions water the grounds because money to say abana eban mu bedi nkugu eti mu siesie nkofo adwene sere be nkugu no ba mwanya nyina so e de aton mo nsem sanity ana
Kwame sebe kafo say obi ka say NDC for any that so say be lose elections way inti na yesa nipa ko ni di Ghana for atem or che Ghana for so mu ni adwene because on pass Ghana for wadwen a enka few eye 4 cedis few eye 14 cedis na dollar ye 4 cedis 20 pesos no Ghana ni no wadwen o peso obo bra e ma ne ho no otuti aye ana meboa inti ni se no wadwen na even at 4 cedis to $1 nipa na oye businessman oye timamuni no meba oye timamuni no etuti aye a o peso chance na adwen ko leave inti na 15.3 inti no you okay into you okay, you are insulting the integrity of that person. So what I say, but say omu buo e de masa nkofo na enko nyina bonten ye den enye sa. But what we are doing and then say we are pointing out the deliberate position at these institutions are dey ateki and na den ye ka ho asem, and we will make sure say the same institution when we assume office in January 7, 2025, we will make them work.
If you understand policy, recruitment here, more mrasha forecast, koswa, protocol, MPBR, and what 35 slot. Henry Cote, Honorable Interior Minister, a challenger must say, Monfort Nancy Diabetu, someone to be. So, why won't anyone think, say, a deliberate attempt on the side of the NDC to run down state institutions? Said by a man for Benya, whom be a mammo.
Kwame unim aye urahen kote pa. Unim no.
Meaning so a minister.
Osha papa tin Grammy pa na osha ne explanation de maya. I desire me kwam yes slim kwampo no because obi so in za na adwonso. So in some more be canning chichi more de beba no. It should suffice. But osha nchiri more de baye. And how they were struggling at the parliament giving explanation to a year someone NDC for kana nti Kwame wo nhwehwe waso
wo kwa beso
utie de oforukro MP na oka say na ade a even NDC for kwa positive mo protocol mo ne ho keka ho ne ade a. Is that the issue? Is that the crux of the matter? Maybe is that the crux of the matter? Kwame wo tie CCI per position na ukra ani adwuma woye. A minister of state can grant you audience. So what I say, now why indulge ma nkomodie bi ade akoso. Under normal circumstance, that person should grant the same to the ordinary Ghanaian. So the fact is that wo Kwame, when you say akonya no, is it okay? Into the MPs no, a privileged position. Now on Martin Sembi, and as a bimpa when you certain benefiter, that should be the norm. We should take it as the status quo or the norm. Applicable. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Inti ano na yeka ho asem na kwa me yesi unimu wa wonhwenda asem adanse ni wuntwa bi mfanya adanse enya ne ekoso ya na ekoso proud to 2020 ye hu double mun sem fun na nsem hu no mukodi ya short commission President Akufo-Addo for Bonisuntini the issuance of white paper setting aside the recommendations was say no omoye inti ye hu. It's not the same thing ekoso no ma be catch and say even as at now omo be recruitment onto the security service, but on ton forms. Doesn't make sense. With explanation, say, backlog, it should tell you, say, common sense should tell you, say, you will be or top forms. Last year or last 2 years, sir. Send the Pacone be a year SS no nya or paper, and send the Pacone university. And I say, oh, nursing training, and I say teacher training, say, Nipacono on pet police ni bill. Ebimuso are answer to nature's call, Sebi Ome Frimu. So those people are there. You were once and they have developed or penny say, you are discriminating against these people. Article 17 also frowns on discrimination. So why are you sitting there using your discretion to say, I am denying somebody who wishes to serve in the security service as a Ghanaian? Because backlog. What kind of infantile reason is that?
But most of say. Modi abetu dwa say ye wo MPs a omo 35 slots na mo for mu din tudwa bo aben na mabebo ankomo no
come into yeti hoyi ye mfa din tudwa na say baby MPP for contest nti no obi anim asat now obi anim baby MPP ni bi e contested. So don't we know said the 275, and I say even if you are not making direct reference to 275, no, we are making reference to the orphan constituencies are MPP for our contest now. So don't we know? Into Obama region, I don't know said they have 6 orphan constituencies are or more contested. So it is only common sensical. So Omobe influence process no by giving them assistance. So Omovan conform. It's not common sense. It's not logical. Into when so no sebeka for you need to be a scientist or rocket scientist before so be me chess way. Anyway, so they should spare us that. They should credit us with some wisdom. Say, ya dreaming maybe can. The same committee na security and defense and interior no. Say NDC fund so.
NDC fund so. Kofi Adam so.
Agaga money I didn't know there.
Yeah.
It's omunim ye koso. Omunim nyom koso. Say nya no kra adentina oforuko MP. Edit all these reasons and explanation or the bro. It is there. It is going on. It is going on. That is what is going on. And yes, I next year. And Kabaka say, over Funko forms on your day, on ton forms. 7 years have been. And I say, who make it public? What is the sense in that? Say backlog. Into backlog, no. Do we have a full disclosure? And I say, Ebia, your knowledge of people are or more forms on us. Then come and publish one way talk. Some forms na any backlog na day. I want to say akwesi mensa ofitepa. And I say we office also last wenya kwenya. So these are the people we are going to look through and then shortlist.
What is the guarantee say be papa be free asemi amodi atudwa imo? Especially in an election year. Mo boy kokosasi ya nye bibi amfa won betimi de or how be aba. What's the guarantee?
A foot to be a
so bibi basasa.
Nkwanshe sembia enu wa change ejikodidi. So what I say, in conscious MBA anywhere change a G-codity. Now, walk will be a bayale. Now, besides that, I'm from hospital into Wisconsin, say, oh, so we are sending signals to our people to be extremely vigilant. To be extremely vigilant and make sure, say, anybody, because there's no professional police officer who has the interest of this country at heart. Again, some form of answer a course what teaching my south in Nippon Bede. Obedi say if that person is a trained professional military or police officer. Oh yes, sir. Do you know the circumstances under which a police or military person ever fought to Ato, and then a civilian or unarmed. Nippon Bede ebe to the iden at their phone. They won't do that. They will never do that. Until we are sending signals to ye and call for and say, Utu abani we are. Emrebia nsu hu kwan so obeden obewo ho emrebia nsu hu kwan so obewo o de opa u phone charge ma u phone nsi so record everything every process because there is no law stopping you say obeden obefin me de eden ekoso emone hu keka ho so we should record obetimi record everything from start to finish into the opa mugina kokko be say 5 catch you be say measure say ayede afem me batu ni kolo a onso to aso fi baby a mayeden mi wie ye no we nso nye den and to us we will have a documentation of everything everything from start to finish enti no kwame ye ngonko di agro you see enye nsem nyina na betimi ayeden agina bonten aka but NDC for ne timamufo a are you ready for nsesa no they should be rest assured say afia say dia omuhu ye no enye den en CBM. No. The Egyptians you see today, you see no more.
Okay. All right. You're free about to home sense. Now for you another big issue a trendy wo memoir, which has got to do with adwumayefo nyina ejapade hotels awodo a adwumayefo nyina edia. TUC organized labor say sa edwadia na wontuo no tintontan yentwam. But no matter so about Montana because say oh wabra yesi yentwam no ye pese ye hu mampanyi na ye kan adwen kire no ebi mu say ehwo no mo ntia ase. And then again Brian Champion say na dia na esi de kwan say wontimi nya say japade na especially was abre ya ono no we shareholder eye director nanso one je akatua bia en free company no enchechemu ne nsem ya beda bonti efa hotels ni Brian Champion de wo gina e wo ho ye de
kwame koto de na bodwe yan nche no aboa enachi ya nche ya idisi anumpo de no onye politician onye appointee of the government Estin Cubic efamra kwan so ema ye no eye prospecting license say onko hwehwe eye is it bauxite ewo nyina hini that time no na ye wo foreign companies are abe prospecting omanye den omanhunu hwe this indigenous company ekoye adwumason eye den ehu discoveries money ade or the capacity to do it. Yes, all your President Muhammad Nia. Into no young money so we bastardize the company. Elle bono, etuni din, eke kan sabin semen sem fata. Na enedie, they want to justify it. Ene, they want to justify. Wempo oye minister and a member of parliament. Cabinet minister. Per the constitution of Ghana. You need to seek for approval from the Speaker of Parliament before you engage in any act. He has not done anything of such. Gross disrespect to the Constitution. Then the Paco way sounds so bad. Now, Brian, I thought Brian was a very smart person, but me tell explanation be a Brian Maya. I begin to wonder. Even though, in terms of the shareholding structure. I don't know your majority shareholder. In fact, the company is his. So what I say, the company is his. Or some also say, you see, per the criteria or the year registration war, a year registrar general, you need about 2 directors and maybe a secretary to form part of the criteria. How the Bekwako register? He's one of the directors. Besides, say, as we speak, has he forfeited the position as a director? No. Or say, I am just a non-executive director. What kind of
so
because into then so one yaketia so one can say one allowance and we have difference between aketia and then allowance. Board members or board of directors, they don't take salaries, but they take what? They take allowance.
But I'm sure on the point here and commitment.
What he is trying to say and then say the day-to-day management of a human on kahu. But why do you need? But one kasa sansu chire say your vision is what is being pursued. Also, vision when it's what you and a year pursue, and when it's what you say you will have a branch at every region.
A year rock city.
And money are there. Now, so what's here a year in some ecosona? You're asking yourself one, the reason why a snake person or more offloaded and as or more. Give away about 60% of their shares and then say almost say companies they are not doing so well. So they have issues with air capitalization. They have issues with air ABR management because these were companies at previous management they were doing so good because these are prestigious hotels. They were doing so good. So you can tell Abinisho say the difficulty or problem or more facing Bako to deal with management. Who appointed the management of these people? So if you have managerial problems, what do? You bring in new managers. Rock City about
2019.
Rock City about So when we are talking about in terms of managerial competence and experience, you cannot say omoye giants in the industry. They are not. Because Nancy no mobile. So on the basis of that, it defeats your argument. Our person Rock City. And in terms of Sika, Rock City, omonkwa na wo sika den ewu kroma to commit to these hotels. You ask yourselves, are they the only people with the financial muscles to commit to these companies? No, certainly not. Intino utumi hunene say a complete conflict of them interest because of nipa no wa abamutino. Let's manipulate the system to in favor, and so, that is what is going on.
So before for hard into man call.
Onase nyo monkwa no mo bedeye.
So in a rock city we need.
No, so you see na ye ni ha na evidently no yetumi enya abamu mpanyin for influencing certain process. Influence certain process. So okay Nansinya this press conference that we did by SML. SML money ade. Yenya a whole ministry writing to PPA to grant
SML.
To influence the position for SML say nobody should even compete with them. They should be sole source.
Now want to bet my
head. So in this instance, and then I said they cannot influence this process because when put there or many for some bede now upon some more bede yeshimuno when they bet me ide abo put so many evidence to back it. But still be say behind it no na influence ide.
But I didn't that ye conclude wabra senate say and she said no one family ye and CP. I didn't think that ye conclude to say ye diama a rock city mpo
eduane men ya yeche eduane men ya yeche kwame say eduane men ya yenche nti no say ye be che eduane e de na che say eduane na e de eduane na ben. So this afterthought reasons are omode mai if they have respect for the pensioner any one and number bontin so a omo ye education so omo for motor if they have respect for them nka wo man bontin be ka san sem
we tie organized labor ni TUC here oma dan senate contributors ebufuedi omo protest on this anamontuo no matima dan na di ye especially so we ka say ye pese ye ko hunu mampanyin even though ye say anamontuo we nkoso no ye pese ye ko hunu mampanyin. Have they been able to register ebufu a war senate contributors more sad transaction?
Kwame, my late father was once a unionist. Ana oka trade union so. In fact, oko omuko BFN timber and woodworkers and forestry. Omo union na me papa na omo boss western and central region. So in terms of omo sense, but one say they have come under serious criticism from some of the workers. The leadership of organized labor, and I say TUC. Because sometimes in Kofoni say akwanya and I say anamuntua umutu no and reflect the interest of these people. Now, say omo per se nkofono eji wundia. Sa adewe, even though there have been the issuance of a letter halting the whole process, citing reasons as to why I was on them or more agile. I think that they should sensitize and conscientize their people to go onto the street to demonstrate against Saadiwe. Of say Saadiwe say Abanya, they will not be the ultimate beneficiary. Yeah. But it's going to be one person.
But who president? No?
So let's give them the benefit of the doubt to say the president being the head of state or commanded the authority, the executive authority, no. Ebia pleading to the conscience of Oman Penino. Ebi obehu reason, but yema ye when this idea. You say sa papa we ought to we say akra no. Ono or je nebi keke. Inti na ensha da anya den. Emfa no ho.
Baba Jerome, I mean what just a year organized labor was not the board no so. Almost 2 members who almost a year 2 reps actually every organized labor and a 1 rep every pensioners and then employers and also 1 rep. So they have 4 reps a year senate board no so. So with a situation like that, now transaction starts here somewhere 2019 then you come and suggest now wabra could you to a black one every alarm say I feel who president why should I have that belief say in the interest of workers enti na wo fa sa kwan so
kan me baba ohun o kan we amama kai usua company law ye free be the majority rule now sankofo ya wakamu in terms of the shareholdings na these companies what be say omo de say na den ewomu emone ehon keka so they can have their say but this people more board
we make a board no?
Yes said board no
yes.
The board doesn't comprise of one person. So what I say, it doesn't comprise of one person. And when we board ni now, they represent certain shareholdings. So they can have their say. But one if you say they have their way, no, into read the organized labor for Kratana. What they are saying in say, or masha say ayeden, I can action a binary dream and a snets a dream to say, ma on your day, on ye on sa.
I know curious to know.
Kwame me curious, but I am just reading on the face of it. But the most important thing that a woman in say, Kwame medical culture say if so omu serious omu person omu man for no ethical omu serious then today what they should tell their people and they say go onto the street. Go onto the street. Mamon paneso e wadia eyeden ekoso because en serve mu interest. But the interest of an MPP MP, or a Minister of Agriculture, you do a Mexican and answer day. A Chanaka. Sabeka for Kwame Meka, say, Miss Obia no Bob Bray, data polia catasu. Into no by champo fina brooch rebano. Into passages and no be any brown wabana. No be any brawabo. Into all of a sudden, Brian and Kwano Wissiko beats me a day. Amma or Maya Japa dear a day. Ejinan and Naso, Brian Kwa all of a sudden. The billionaire we have in Ghana now is Brian Champon. Ofi military move bano. Ade ni etuana ka a week. Ebi abese $200,000. Kwame, edu baby a. Yen se chire sene yenye dey. Yen kan we should speak truth to power and tell them say new money anamuntu amutu no. There is no iota of sense and logic in it. Mumu die every sector of the economy piano. Inti ni say ano the tourism sector no.
Yeah.
Omo fa so what I say gradually omofa because I wanna nanado danko akufo ado ne badge ankroma ye den operative form so what I say omuko see over $6 million restaurant here
Juminam
dey ewuwo hoi amuna so gradually over the financial sector they data bank new enterprise insurance new enwone ehun kekan so this clearly yakofa PDS share energy sector GGSika about 2 billion they have not accounted for and inflicting a merry miscellaneous almost $1 billion so everything these people are doing actually say more certain agenda to take over the state even say more opposition into organized labor for Jumaye more yatiti musika every month near the mass net. Me fi akora some continent conscious and media kakra da hokwampo no said edemu me edem kwa me kwakọ jikra sansu kwakọ akodi so I say because me ntimi fa me sika anya den ento ho na mo mfa ni 77 nsem hunu eti sei na you guys say 60% dan wa brand champion so as who brand champion aye hotelier for 50 years and am boa so we experience
very well
and into our experience into yem for your hotels in your day. And I said, the Jubilee House, man say, or manage because of our experience in Jubilee House.
Anyway,
I mean, it's coming. What do you know? Because as well, we can say a show, say Jubilee House, it is in the name of Ghana. Because one shall that way, best of name people in Biaba say, oh, then. Your tone, your tone, Edema.
I'm just hoping says anymore.
Yentan and Muka say Ghana crowd never back over $120 million.
Sam Jerome, but I say. And the boy one common, that's always a year communications officer, NDC Amajuku, our Western North, Sam Jerome, and I'm telling you, you know, we're not time
but toe and then say, Kwame, Yameya Doma, say you perceive whom a year in 24-hour economy. And the establishment of the National Women's Development Bank. Na a big critique a sustainable source of funding. Edema yenya nomne ma ma na 24-hour economy no so no. Esanso be ma ye ejuma sustainable jobs na ye dia. We should know say obi a yeto abama no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene na bedi akire a oba beboa no
meda say media ne kwame nka ye besa ahia bio tena nyame ya adoma ajibanye power ne wo ba radio no so sisi e